Students, today topic is files and introduction of the files. What is a file and the file definition? What are the types of files? File. A file is a collection of related data items which are stored on secondary storage devices such as hard disk, or a file is a collection of records, which means that we have to store different types of information. That information can be stored in one location is called a file. Files are stored in auxiliary or secondary storage devices. The most common form of secondary storages are disk, hard disk, CD, and DVD and tapes. And when the computer reads the data, move from the external devices to memory. It means that when the reads the file in a computer, that the data compulsory execution the external devices to memory, and simultaneously when it is writes the data move from memory to the external device. This data movement often uses a special work area known as buffer. It means that when the data read to access the external devices to memory and writes to memory to external devices, the entire process, the data and movement of the data is called buffer. A buffer is a temporary storage area that holds the data while they are being transferred to a from memory. And the types of files, we can the files types are two types. One is text file and binary files. Text file, C language uses the two types of streams. One is a text file stream and binary streams. A text stream consists of a characters divided into lines, with each line terminated by a new sequence of line slash n. It means that when you are created text file, or text file you have to use, in that file you have to use only characters, and each characters are terminated by a new sequence of line. You have to use slash n. And binary files, it consists of sequence of data values such as integer, real, or complex using their memory representation. In the binary files, you have to use sequence of data files like integers, integer values, real values, and complex using their memory representation. These are all the binary files. And also in text files, everything is stored in terms of text. Every file can be stored in terms of text. Even if you store an integer 54, it will be stored as 3 bytes of strings, and the end with the slash 0. In text file, certain characters translation may be occur. For example, new line, I want new line using slash n. Characters may be converted into the written and lines will be paired. And a binary file contains the data that was written in the same format used to store internally in the main memory. When you are using a binary file, the data can be same format, and it means that when the text file you have to use same storage, and the integers can be displayed, and that type kind of what the operations are using text file, that be applicable to the binary file also, and stores internally in the main memory. For example, the integer value 1245. The example integer value is 1245. Will be stored in 2 bytes depending on the mission, while it requires 5 bytes in the text file. I'm taking the example is 1245 integer value it can be stored 2 bytes of memory depending on the mission, while it required 5 bytes in the text file. It means that in binary file, the storage is the 2 bytes, 1245 value, and coming to the text file, it takes the 5 bytes of the memory. And the fact that numeric value is the standard length makes in the binary file easier to handle, and no special strings or numeric conversations is necessary. When using the binary files, the length of the binary files is easy to handle, and particular value can be stored in the binary files. No necessary data can be stored in the binary files. And coming to the operations on files, the following list of common operations that are performed on files: and opening a file, reading from a file, writing to a file, closing the file. These are 4 types of the operation in files. 4 operations are opening a file, closing a file, reading a file, writing a file. These are 4 operations we have to use in the file. And opening a file. Before that opening a file, you have to create a stream. We create a stream when we declare it. The declaration uses file. Declaration file. It means that when you observe in the syntax, the file is capital letters. This is the stream you have to use, until file. And you have to declare in the function. And the type shown in the following example: file asterisk of p. File asterisk of fp. It means that f of p is the pointer to the stream. This is the structure of the file, and asterisk of f of p is the file of the pointer. And equal to f open. F open means it is the keyword. When you open a file in the file format, you have to use f open keyword. To open a file, the function f of open bracket is used. It returns a file of pointer after successfully opening a file. It means that you have to use file in the compulsory, you have to use in capital letters only. And you have to use asterisk of f of p means file in pointer. F of open is, you have to use f of open keyword. When you open a file in a structure, you have to use compulsory f of open. And file name within the double quotations, comma, file mode. File mode means, it means that when you open, you have to use open, read, or write w. These are the modes of the operations. When once a stream has been created, we are ready to associate it to the stream to the file. The f open function opens the stream for use the links file with the stream, and here directly open the already existing file. You have to create one file in a directory. It means that, for example, I have create file name. File name means I have to take another name, text file. I create already text file. I want to open text file in the output display screen. That's why I have to write file name. You have to take a text file or C file also. You have to file name .c. That's why open file name .c. That's why you have to open 2 multiple options in using f open. After that, you have to open that file, already existing file. And when the file name must be in string of characters that provide a valid file name, and may include a path specification. A mode is a string containing the desired open status. It means that when you open a file, that file name can be used in strings. Strings means within the double quotation sequence of defining the characters is called string, and the file name is compulsory with characters. And here the file name is the complete path of the file to be opened, and the file mode can be any of the following. Here is file mode. This one is all are file mode. These are the operation type. It means that when you are using file mode R means open the file for reading only. It means that when you are using file asterisk of f of p equal to f open file name within the double quotations, comma, within the double quotation file mode I have to write R. It means that the file only reading only. Open the file for reading only. How to use, and another file mode is W. W means writing only. Open the file for writing only. A means append mode to add new content at the end of the existing file. It means that when the file is already created, you have to add some data to the additional data to the already existing file. That's why you have to use file mode. A option. R plus to perform both read and write operation. When are using it within the function R plus to perform both read and write operations. W plus to perform both write and read operations. We have to use R plus, first read the file, after that write the operations, and you have to use W plus to perform both write and read operations. First work write option is worked. After that read operations will be worked. A plus means append the text file for read and write. It means that append mode to add new content at the end of the existing file. It means that you have to read the data and add additional data also. RB to perform read operations in binary mode. RB means to perform read operations in binary mode. These are file mode. R, W, E, R plus, W plus, A plus R, file mode operations. These are all the binary mode operations. In binary mode or binary file, when you are reading the file, you have to use RB to perform read operations in binary mode. WB means write binary mode to perform write operations in a binary mode. AB, open a binary file for appending only. Appending means to add additional information to the already existing file. RB plus, open a binary file for reading and writing. It means that first reading the binary file, after that writing the binary file. WB plus, open a binary file for reading and writing. AB plus, append a binary file for reading or /writing. It means that when they read the file, additional information can be read and additional information we have to write. We are using AB plus. This means append the additional information adding to the already existing file. These are the file modes can be using any file concept. It means that R, W, A, R plus, W plus, A plus are the using file operations. RB, WB, AB, RB plus, WB plus, AB plus are using the binary file operations. And example, file is the structure. It cannot be written in capital letters only. When the stream is when we declared when the file, it means that uppercase only. Asterisk of P means it is a pointer to the stream. Pointer. F of P means pointer of the file. Equal to F open. F open this file in the open the file. And within the double quotation text dot data. It means that this is the already file existing in the folder or existing in the memory. That file can be used double quotations within the R and with the semicolon. R means read the file only. This will be open the file text data for reading. This function f of open returns a null pointer of the file. Space does not exist or mode is R. It means that in the file is returns the null pointer. It means that cannot open that file. It means that The specified does not exist the mode of R, and the function f of open creates a new file if the file specifies does not exist and mode is W. This is the example of the file. And next one, reading from writing into a file. In the file, you have to how to read the file and how to write the file in file concept. The file input output functions can be classified into the following categories. These are the three types of the files concept. One is character oriented file input output functions. Second one is string oriented file input output functions. Formatted file input output functions. The file concept input output functions can be classified into three types. One is character oriented input output function, formatted oriented input output functions, string oriented input output functions. The character oriented input output function can be divided into two types. One is fgetC and fputC. It means that input function character, output function character. Gets can be worked as scanf. Puts can be worked as output. It means that it can be read the when the values inserting the program you have to use getC. If putC can be used and displaying the data you have to use putC. And formatted input output f scanf, f printf. And string oriented input output functions f gets cs gets sets and f put sets. These are the file operations input output operations functions. And character oriented file input output functions. The function f get c and f put c. You have to write c means character file and character oriented file. If fgetC can be act as the scanf, it means that to inserting the input values, and fputC can be act as the to display on the insert the data, display the data using putC. It acts as the printf, the file and the writing into the file respectively. fgetC can be read a single character from a specified file. The syntax of the fgetC is character variable equal to fgetC file get c file pointer and with the semicolon. And fgetC is can be read a single character from a specified file. fputC is can be write a single character into the specified file. Syntax of the putC is fputC character variable comma file pointer and with semicolon. It means that putC means to print the data in or display screen, and character variable and file pointer is the file name. Example, I'm taking the file when you write in the capital letters only, the case sensitive and asterisk of f means pointer file equal to f open within the double quotation file name. You have to write file name compulsory. That file name can be already existing file or to create when the developing programming time. Or R plus means read and write functions and with the semicolon. You have to observe in the file can be defined within the double quotations and file mode also can be defined within the double quotations only and end with the semicolon compulsory. And char variable name and data type. Char is a data type, ch is the variable name, and string within the double quotations and with the semicolon. fputC means write the character and ch dot f of p and with the semicolon. It means that write the character in ch into a file. That means the f of p can be assigned to the ch char ch1, and it means that another variable and with the semicolon ch1 equal to fgetC f of p. It means that f of p file can be input, and it means that read the character at pointer file and returns it. And string oriented file input output functions. The functions fgets and fputs are used for the reading a string from a file and writing a string into a file respectively. And fgets can be read one string at time from specified file. It means that you have to read one string at a time. The syntax of the fgets is fgets character array, comma, size and file pointer and with the semicolon. It means that when the character array means the sequence of the sequence of arranging the characters in one dimensional array. It means the string is a defined within the double quotations. When you are using string and with the /0 null characters compulsory, and your puts can write a one string at a time into a specified file. The syntax of the fputs is fputs character array, comma, file pointer. Character array means when I define the array name and file pointer is file name and end with the semicolon. You have to see in this example, file is a case sensitive, you have to write file name in capital letters only. Asterisk of f of p means file pointer equal to f of open. It means that to open a file and text.dat. It means that already existing file within the defining the double quotations, comma, file mode is double quotations and r plus. When you observing this that in this file, text file or file mode can be defined within the double quotations only. R plus means read and write operations and with the semicolon. Characters string. And the string can be defined within the character data type only. We can't use in string functions int, float. These are not defining in the strings oriented functions. And character string name, size of the array, size can be defined within the square brackets only. And single quotations I am defining Satya and with the semicolon. It means that when you are using single quotations name can be defined one by one characters. F puts str is a string name and comma f of p. It means that the file open assigned to the string. Write a string Satya within the double quotations defining into the text.dat. It means that the Satya can be go to the text.d file and char str1 and with size is 20 and with a semicolon. F gets str1 comma 20 is variable space and f of p reads the string from the file is text.d. After adding the Satya and to defining the f gets using the function, and in this file some data will be there and to adding the Satya in that file and using write function in that f puts and char str1 20. This is the another variable f gets str1 comma 20 f of p. It means that read the string from the file. It means that already existing file I am adding some data. Both are displaying the text.d in that file. Formatted file input output functions. There are two types of formatted file input output functions that can be used to read write mixed data in terms from to a file. There are fprintf and fscanf. Formatted file input functions can be divided into two types. One is fprintf and fscanf. Fprintf is used to write a multiple data items in a specified file. The syntax of the fprintf is fprintf file pointer and control string and comma argument list and with the semicolon. When in fprintf means to displaying the file output, and in fprintf you have to use multiple types of operations and you have to same two files can be adding and two files can be dividing. That kind of operations can be used in the to file of input output functions. And fscanf. Fscanf is used to real multiple data items from a specified file. The syntax of the fscanf: file pointer, control string, argument, list, and with the semicolon. Example: file asterisk of f of p equal to f open within the double quotation. The file already existing file can be defined as text.dat, and the file mode can be defined within the double quotations r plus. When you are using r plus, read and write operations end with the semicolon, and I have to write in this character string. The string can be defined within the character data type only. Other data type can be not defined in the string. Char string within the square brackets 20. It means that the size storing the elements is 20, and name is the storing the name is Satya, and end with the semicolon and defining the single quotations. It means that each and every character can be defined in the name, and int is a id equal to 21 and with the semicolon. Printf f of p, file open, format specifier s. I'm using string, that's why I'm using s, and format specifier d. I'm using here data type int, that's why I'm writing format specifier d, comma string, comma id, and with the semicolon. It means that this statement can be defined as to displaying the result of the program. It means that Satya and string is Satya, id is 21. This is the output. The above function will be write the data stored in string and id Satya and 21 into the file text.dat, and it means that Satya and 21 result can be stored to text.dat file. And char str2, this is another string defining 20 end with the semicolon, and int id 1 end with the semicolon, and this is fscanf f of p, format specifier s, and percentage of d. It means that string 2 comma id 1 end with the semicolon. In this scanf, I am not using the ampersand. Ampersand means memory allocation. In string functions, ampersand not needed to use in the function fscanf function. It is not used to unnecessary. And this function reads and strings and integers, they store them into the string 2 and id 1. It means that id 1 and string 2 can be readed. It is the these two are input to the function file. Closing the file. The open files are closed using the fclose. The syntax of the fclose is function. Fclose parenthesis function is, and syntax is fclose file pointers end with the semicolon. When the file processing is completed, we close the file. Closing the file breaks the association between the stream name and file name. After the close, the stream is no longer available, and any attempt to use the result is an error. The fclose function closes the file whenever the processing the file is finished. And example of the closing file is file asterisk of p equal to f open within the double quotation text.dat, and file mode is r plus end with the semicolon, and I am writing the character string size is 20, file name is Satya, that will be closed, and int id equal to 21, and printf f of p, format specifier s and format specifier d, end with the double quotations, comma str and id. These are the two variables we are using the string function. After that, f of p means file, f close f of p end with the semicolon. colon. This is the closing of the file. And I'm showing the programming. As include studio.h and as define file name, and that file name is text.txt within the double quotations, and void main. The compiler start with main function and the function start with main, and file asterisk of p. P means file pointer and with the semicolon, and character means data type is char. It stores the 1 byte of memory allocation. That char can be variable name is ch and with the semicolon. And I'm taking the another data type int. Int can be lines of count equal to 0 and with the semicolon. Initially line count is 0, and f of p equal to f open file name comma file mode r and with the semicolon. It means that the file name can be read only. This statement can be only to read the file. And if f of p not equal to null, equal to null, and brace open printf file does not exist and with the semicolon return. If the file is equal to null, this statement will be executed. If the file not equal to null, this statement will be executed. And slash read character by character and check for a new line. Slash and defining the new line. And while ch equal to f gets f of p not equal to end of the file. And if ch equal to slash n, and lines count plus plus, and after that closing that file, f close f of p and with the semicolon, print the number of lines, print of total number of lines or percentage of the slash and lines count. It means that I am writing the file name. File name is text. Any file you have to write in this file name space, and you have to write add.c. So I'm writing file name is add.c. In file name add.c, I have write 5 sentences. Each sentence have 10 characters is there, and total count is 50. Lines count is sorry, I am writing 5 lines. Then each line can be counted, and lines of initially line count is 0. After that lines can be incremented. It means the line count plus 1, and in add.c have 5 lines. That answer is 5. And in this loop, if these two statements are very important. If the file name not there in that location, the file does not exit display. When you are writing the file name here, the file name not there in a particular location, it display the file does not exit. If the file name is there, the statement go to the while ch equal to f gets f of p end of the file, and after that while ch equal to slash n means next line, and lines of count plus plus, it means that increment of the lines count, and after that statement will be closed. F of p is end with the semicolon. If the function is not equal to ch equal to slash n, while exiting the if condition, and go to the close the file and print the result. This is the programming. I am using here f close, f open, f printf. This is the another programming, and I am using in this programming pointers. Pointer file 1 and pointer file 2 is the variables, and as include studio.h, and I'm already taking the as include library functions.h. This header file already existing, and void main. I mean the function start with main function. If you are writing the void, no parameters return to the main function. File asterisk of fptr1 and fptr2. It means that pointer file 1 and pointer file 2. I am taking the two files and the character file name is size is 100 and I am taking another character is C and with the semicolon and printf enter the file name to be open for reading only and scan of format specifier S. I am taking the string in this function and file name and with the semicolon. Here ampersand not needed in the using the strings and pointer file pointer 1 equal to f of open file name comma file mode is R. It means that to read only. If file fptr1 means file pointer 1 now equal to null cannot open file. It means that when the file is not there in already existing location, they display cannot open file and exit 0. And when the file is there, this statement will be executed. Printf enter the file name to the open for writing slash and end with the semicolon. Scanf percentage of S format specifier of S means I am using strings, that's why I am writing S and comma file name and with the semicolon. After that, file pointer 2 equal to f open file name slash within the file mode W. I am defining in the double quotations and with the semicolon. When I am using W in a file to write a file, it means to typing the data in that file. And if fptr equal to null and printf cannot open a file. In this statement, already existing file name, this file name, that particular location is not there, this file can print the cannot open that file. If the file is there, go to this statement. C equal to get C fptr1 and with the semicolon. While C not equal to end of file and f put C equal to C comma fptr2. It means that the file pointer 2 can be assigned to the C and C equal to f get C fptr1 and with the semicolon. It means that in file ftr2 the data content can be transferred to the C variable. That C can be assigned to the fptr1. It means that file number 2 data can be go to the file pointer 1 and printf content copied format specifier as file name and with the semicolon. Close file pointer 1 and f close file pointer 2. In this entire programming means one file can be copied to another file. It means that in this programming, I am writing file pointer 2 can be data copied to the file pointer 1. I am writing the two more steps. It means that when the file pointer 1 file is will be read, it means that open that file. If the file not in particular location, file cannot be opened to display in the screen. If the file name is there in particular location, go to the second file and the second file cannot there in particular location, they display cannot open that file. Both files are there in particular location. After that statement will be come here. C equal to f get C file pointer 1 and with the semicolon. After that f pointer file 2 can be assigned to the C and C equal to f get C pointer 1 and with the semicolon. After that the file copy is ready to copy and after that two files can be closed. F close fptr1 and f close fptr2. This is the concept of the files.